So you're undecided on a first aid kit. I'm going to tell you a little story why you should have one, and I'm glad that we had one. Hey, welcome to Two Camping Gurus. If you like camping in the great outdoors, you are in the right place. So we were heading out on a camping trip, and we had all kinds of things planned. I'm going to show you some stuff here that we were doing. We were going to be going zip lining. We were taking the camper across the ferry from upper state Vermont to upper state New York, and we were having a grand old time. Actually, some of the stuff we did after the incident, and I'll get to that. I just want to show you some of the stuff. The whole idea is we were having a great trip. We were going to have a good time. But early on in the trip in Vermont, we were boondocking at a rest stop, and we were hungry. So we decided to cook something. We just wanted something simple that we could microwave. We fired the generator up, and we microwaved these little Hormel meals. And I'll just take a picture and show you here. They're pretty good. You know, they're not great. They're certainly not good for you. But if you're on the road, then they're quick and easy, and you can cook them up pretty quickly. So my daughter wanted a chicken and mashed potato gravy one. So my wife threw that in the microwave, fired it up, and was cooking it. It was complete, and because you're supposed to peel back the plastic a little bit during the cooking process so steam can escape. However, once it was done, and my wife went to get it, and she feels terrible for this, and we all do, and she went to get it and was turning to put it on the table, and it was so hot, the steam coming out, it burnt my wife's fingers, and she dropped it. It hit the table, landed flat, but when it did, it splattered gravy out of the container, and it hit my daughter. I'll put some pictures up here. Hit her right in the face, burnt her, like her nose and the side of her face, and it burnt part of her neck. So it was like, she started screaming right away. We immediately grabbed cold water to rinse the hot gravy off her face, and because it was just so fast, we were all so upset because it happened so quick. My point is, these things happen. You don't plan on them. So get this first aid kit. Don't wait. Click on the link. It'll take you right over there. Having a first aid kit with you is non-negotiable. You have to. Now, for our particular case, we augmented the kit, of course, and one of the things that we always have with us is aloe. And once we got my daughter's face rinsed off of the gravy, we immediately started applying aloe, and I think the kit had a burn cream in it as well. So we put that on right away. Now, her burns were bad. I mean, I really was worried about scarring, but because we had stuff with us and we applied it immediately, right when it happened, rinsed it with cold water, got everything off her so it wasn't doing any more damage, and started applying burn cream and aloe vera, we almost ended the trip. And if we did, we'd have missed out on some of this stuff. We went to the Savo Caverns in New York. We went to the Herkimer diamond mine, and where my son got this diamond, and my daughter got some stuff, and got some, it was just picking away. But all of that would have been lost. We would not have made it to that if we did not have immediate first aid kit to deal with the situation. Now, that being said, we've thought long and hard about canceling the trip, going home, because again, I thought there was going to be scarring on my daughter's face, and nobody wants that. But by applying this stuff, we slept that night, and we kept putting it on, and my daughter decided, no, I don't want to cancel the trip, let's keep going, there's not much we can do about it. So we did, we stuck it out, but we kept using stuff in our first aid kit and stuff that we had with us to treat her burn throughout the whole trip. And it took a couple months, really. We weren't gone a couple months, but it took a couple months for it to clear up. But we saw early on, by applying the stuff immediately, it started to heal the area, and we knew we were probably going to be okay. But if we hadn't had that first aid kit and aloe vera and first aid burn cream and stuff like that readily available to immediately use, what would we have done? We would have had to try to find a Walmart or someplace that had, and what if actually I think it was kind of late at night. It would have been a lot worse. I bet the scarring would have scabbed over. But by able to have the stuff with us when it was needed most and applying it, I know I'm repeating myself, but I can't tell you how important this is. This happened to us. And unfortunately, it will happen to somebody else. And it's a devastating situation. But by having the first aid kit and stuff that we needed immediately to deal with it, it made a terrible situation a lot better and a lot safer. And my daughter today has no scars. Now, this was a few years ago, but she has no remaining scars of this incident. And I owe that all to having a first aid kit and first aid supplies with us when we needed it. Because there's no way, and I think it was probably like 8 o'clock at night, we would have found a place right away to get what we needed. And if we did, we would have had to drive to the place, go into the store, try to find it, get back out. Meanwhile, you know, the damage is being done to the skin. But because we had it right there, right with us, and we applied it immediately, and then kept applying it so nothing wouldn't dry out on her neck and her nose there. I'll show you the picture again. You know, it could have been a lot worse. Today, no scars, no remaining issues, and we got to complete our camping trip. So it was a win-win. It was a terrible situation. We made the best of it. But because we had that stuff with us, we were able to save the trip and, more importantly, save my daughter's face and skin from being permanent scars and, you know, scabbing over. It never scabbed over because we kept that stuff to it the whole trip, and then, of course, the weeks after that as well. We kept, you know, she kept applying the stuff on, so we ended up, not having the situation get any worse. The bottom line is this, guys. We want to have fun. We want to go camping. We want to have a great time. But things are going to happen. Nobody wants them to. Nobody plans on them. But they will happen eventually. The question is, will you be prepared? Will you have that first aid kit when you need it most? So I'm telling you right now, I have a lot of videos on this channel that are just free content to help you out. And, you know, I provide that free pre-trip checklist and the ebook to help you out at no cost. If you don't buy anything else, get this today. Click on the link in the description. It's going to take you over to Amazon, and you can pick that first aid kit, which I highly recommend, or find something else. But get a first aid kit. Get over there now. Don't wait. Look through the options. Read the reviews. See what's in the kit. Think about where you're going to be. But get the basics and get them today. So on your next trip, you can have the tools you need to avoid a catastrophe such as ours. So anyways, thanks for staying on this long. Please like this video, subscribe. Of course, we're providing all kinds of camping content every single day. And I want you to not miss out on anything. But more importantly, if you do nothing else today, click on the link in the description, swing over to Amazon, get yourself a first aid kit. Even if you're not a camper, have something in your house. I know I've showed first aid kits. I have a couple right over here that I showed in other videos. And take a look at those. And I'll link to those videos up here, actually. I'll put an end card up here. I haven't done that for any of my videos. But take a look at those. But most importantly, click on the link. Get yourself a first aid kit. And always, as always, have a great day and happy camping. Thanks a lot.